Hi, everybody. Welcome to another Wellness Wednesday. I'm sorry I missed last week after the first video that I did where I was talking a lot about resolutions and new ideas and things to do for the new year. I realized I needed some time to sit back and contemplate what I wanted to do and where I wanted to see some of these solo projects that I'm working on going, like this video, these videos and stuff, and some other projects that I've started working on. So I took a little time off for myself, but I'm back and I hope to be back every Wednesday. So for today, I'd like to share with you something that I've been doing off and on, but more lately I've gone back to it. It's a relaxation technique that I learned a long time ago from actually a group of teenagers. I had to do a class for RCIA for teens one day, and it was on a Sunday. The class was late in the evening. I had been all morning doing RCIA classes with children and with adults. That was my ministry at the time at the parish, so all day Sunday was RCIA classes, and I got to the end of the day and I realized that I didn't prepare anything for the teens, and I felt horrible because I had like 15 teenagers in this RCIA class that I was doing, and I didn't plan anything for them, and I was exhausted, and it was right after Easter. It was Divine Mercy Sunday, and I was just done. And so I didn't know what to do. So I looked on my desk and my office, and there I saw a pile of coloring sheets of the Divine Mercy that I had done in the morning with the little kids. And I thought, well, it's going to be a freebie night for the teenagers because this is all I can think of. I'm too tired to think of anything else. We're going to color. So I took the coloring pages and my big box of crayons, and I went over to the classroom with these teens, and I gave them all, and these are these big, 17-year-old, mostly guys. I started telling them about Divine Mercy, the image and what it meant, and telling what each color and all of that. And I realized that it was so quiet in the room. And I looked around and I saw all these teenagers coloring their page, coloring in the right colors. They were actually at one point fighting for the red because there was only a limited number of red crayons, and it was just really cool. And that reminded me not to be afraid to deep back into my olden days and pull out those crayons and do some coloring. So that's what I want to share with you tonight, my coloring experiences. So these are some books that I have just lying around. I keep in my living room so that when I'm bored or when I'm tired and when I'm anxious, I have something to do. And several of them I got. The first two I got at like Barnes and Noble. They're just very mainstream. This is Words to Color By, and it's just this positive messages. There's a fall one, and there's a welcome with a pineapple and shine bright, and they're just words that you can color in, and I like it. Like I said, you don't have to think, you just color, just pick out some colors. There's another one. This is flowers that I was working on and doing just some different images of flowers and birds and such. But you can also use these for prayer time, and there's a lot of inspirational prayer books now that are out. This one I think I got at Target. And it's no, sorry, this was Barnes and Noble as well. This is Inspiring Words, 30 verses from the Bible you can color, and it's like that other one, but these are actual Bible verses. Here's some of the ones that I actually did when I first started. I was coloring a lot with marker. And then this one I got at Target. And they have these still. I saw these the other day, some similar. But this one's called the Psalms in color, and it has some phrases from the Psalms, just phrases with doodles that you can color in, and then a couple of them it has actually the full psalm, but they're just nice little pages to color, and some of them are wider, so if you want to color with a kid, with a small child or something, you can share it. Other ones are more intricate. There's also some companies that are making some coloring books. This one is from Franciscan Media. I got this online. A friend of mine recommended it on like Facebook or something, and I went online and ordered it. So this is called At Play in God's Creation, and I'll put some of these links for you wherever you're watching this video, whether it's on Facebook or through Flocknote. I'll put the links of these books as well. But this one's called At Play in God's Creation, and I love it because it's not only coloring pages. It's like two set coloring pages, full spread. Some of them are actually little activities. This one I love because it's like the labyrinth that you kind of walk through, and then on the opposite side it has a dot to dot, so you can make it yourself. So just a lot more creativity in this one. Some of them have prayers, some of them have quotes. There was a quote from St. Catherine. Here's a quote from St. Hildegard. So this is very Catholic. That's what I love about it. So this is Franciscan Media. This one is World Library Publications, and this one's called Drawing Closer to God. And I bought this one specifically, and the reason it's not used, you'll know in a minute. I bought it specifically because I had watched a video about how to overcome your fear of flying. And over the past 3 or 4 years, I realized I'm flying a lot more lately. Well, not this year with the pandemic, but before the pandemic, I had about 3 years of at least 5 to 6 to 7 trips in an airplane in the year. And for me, that's a lot. I mean, before I took this job, I think I had flown 3 times, twice to Mexico and once to Sydney for World Youth Day. And other than that, I'd never flown before. And so suddenly I get this job and I'm going to conferences, I'm giving conferences, and I'm just flying all over the place and petrified every single time. But I saw this video about how to get over your fear of flying, and it said to either write or color. And so I bought this coloring book one day at the LA Congress. It's World Library Publications. And what I love is it gives you an iconed image to color, but on the other side of the page, see if you can see that, it gives you either a little prayer or a little quote, but then look at all this space that you have for journaling, for writing, for drawing your own reflection pictures, whatever you want to do. And so I like it because it's more activity based, and for when I'm flying, it helps me to focus more on praying while I'm doing it, rather than just doing it for the releasing of anxiety. So either way that you want to do it, if you want to pray while you color, or you just want to color to let go and not think, there's all sorts of fun books out there. Those of you who know me well know this is my Beauty and the Beast coloring book that I really haven't started coloring a lot in because the pictures are so pretty. I don't want to mess them up, but I do want to do more of this one. And I also have some Gilmore Girls coloring sheets, a coloring set that my sister got me for my birthday this year that I'm saving to open for a special occasion so I can start coloring there as well. Another outlet for this is on your cell phone or on your tablet. There's some great coloring apps that are free. The one that I've been using is called Happy Color, and I love it because it also has Disney coloring pages on it. And so I get to color Disney pictures as well as, you know, just mandalas and all sorts of things, messages, pictures, holidays, hobbies, sports. There's just every category. And then every day there's one new photo of the day that you can color. And it's one of these, you just touch it and that fills in the color. And it's oddly relaxing while you're sitting there looking, waiting for the doctor's office to call you in, or, you're having a stressful day. Sometimes when I'm at work and I'm feeling overwhelmed, I'll go for a walk and sit in the sun. And for just 5 minutes, I'll sit and I'll color on my phone, and it's just oddly relaxing because, as I said, it just takes your mind away. Another thing I've been reading a lot about, and I haven't started yet, is mindful lettering. It's called mindful lettering, where you actually write the same word over and over again, and you do it in a very intentional way, as a way of either a prayer or meditation or reflecting. And I actually found this at like the 99-cent store, and of course with the bell on it, where it's for little kids to practice writing. So it gives you words that you kind of write over. But I thought, this is something that could be a nonsense type of mindful lettering, where you just kind of copy it and try to do the lettering in exactly the same way. And that's another way of just kind of relaxing. But if you wanted to do it in a meditative way, you could write a word, like on Easter use Alleluia, or on Ash Wednesday use repent, or something like that, and then that becomes then your prayer. On that same line of praying with coloring, I did a workshop through Jordan Ministry Teams, JMT. And if you're interested in doing some workshops for yourself, they also have a book club, all sorts of things, and it's all online now, either free or very low priced. Great resource that I love. But they did a workshop a few months ago on coloring and prayer, or praying in color, and it was just really neat, where she guided us through and had us write a word in any color, and then 3 minutes, she said 3 minutes on a timer, and you just doodle around that word. If it's an intentional word where you want to pray, you could write. So one of them, we wrote a word, and then somebody said, oh, please pray for my brother Jim, who's whatever. And so we all wrote the name Jim, and then she timed 3 minutes, and then we did some prayer and meditation, and just doodled around Jim's name and intentionally thinking of him and praying for him as we were doing that. So it was a really neat experience. Something maybe I'll look into getting a workshop for us here in the diocese as well. And then a final thing that I want to share with you that I like to do, and this is something I've been doing forever. I think it was my mom that got me into this like years ago, and that is just puzzles. And these are those simple variety puzzle magazines. I like these the best because it has a whole mix. It has cryptograms and word searches and crossword puzzles and all sorts of different kinds. And there's a new one usually every quarter or so, and they're thick. So I never even finish one. I usually get most of them done, and then a new one comes out and I get excited and buy a new one. So I always have puzzle books lying around. I find them to be very relaxing, just sitting and doing that. And once again, several apps available on the phone as well, of crossword puzzles, of word searches, of old fashioned Tetris type games where you have to fit all the blocks together, and just all sorts of things that you can find. What does this have to do with self care? Well, every now and then, sometimes we just need to let go. We just need to let go of everything that's bogging us down, especially after a long day of work, of ministry, or at a time when we're just very worried. Over this last weekend, I heard of at least 4 people that I knew, or that were husbands or wives of somebody that I knew, that passed away from COVID, and more people contracting it, and more full families contracting it, and it's just been very very heavy. It's very hard to get through everything, in addition to the political way, the things that are going on, and just there's so much. And so sometimes watching TV doesn't do it, sometimes reading doesn't do it. Sometimes I need something to just let my mind escape for just a little while, let myself just let go of these things for a little while, so I can find some relaxation for myself and get rid of my anxiety. And I find these coloring, drawing, and doing crossword puzzles to be a great relief for me. So I'm hoping that helps you. Again, I'll tag some things or I'll link some things in the description, so that you can have a place to look. Or if you come up with some things, email me and tell me about them. I'd love to hear. I hope to hear from you soon, and have a great week. And remember to take care of yourself. Bye.